Alrighty. I think I'm equipped to do this. Hello, thank you for first of all clicking on this video and watching. If you're watching this, um, why? I'm kidding. Um, no, this is if you've clicked this video, that means you probably enjoyed listening to the album, "Fleeting Memories, Feigning Happiness." And if that's the case, thank you so much, bottom of my heart. Really appreciate it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, huzzah! Fleeting Memories, Feigning Happiness is out on Spotify. It's out on Bandcamp and just about anywhere else you enjoy listening to your music. Um, I wrote this album with a couple of people in mind. Um, and I guess, among other things, this album exists in a vacuum. It's something I worked long and hard on, something I'm very proud of, and um, yeah, I suppose I could leave it at that. um, I know there's in making this album, there was a lot of pain, a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of joy. Um, even the picture here. I don't know where I'm going with this. This album's a lot of things. Mainly, it's about me and kind of where my head has been at the past year and a half, 2 years. Yeah. So, fleeting memories, feigning happiness. Feel free to give it a listen if you haven't already, because I'm going to in this video I'm going to try to one shot all of the project files. By that I mean I'm going to just play out the album and kind of just talk shop. Maybe try to get some understanding of what I did, why I did it. Gives you a chance to kind of look at my project flow and really for me, I'm hoping I can look back at this video and just say like, oh yeah, this is why I did this. This is why I made this. And I don't know, maybe if I have kids or something like that, they'll watch it too and they'll be like, Dad, why are you such a nerd or some shit? So yeah, this is the best rendering I have of the first track, and I'm gonna try to do this in order. There might be a little bit of who's what's it, where I kind of bounce from project to project to try to go in order because you can't tell about my my recent projects. I can't tell what my projects are. So, um, yeah, I'll try to do this in order. And I've got the first tracks loaded up here, so um, yeah. So the first track, Super Nintendo, starting up. Um, I figured this was a proper intro. I had a creepier intro planned, and it just I think as I was writing it, I was like, no, this is fucking weird. I can't do this as an intro. So instead, I kind of opted for the anger route. Kind of, I remember how I felt. I'm going to I'll just refer to it once and just kind of move from that. This album's sort of about a breakup, but it's not just a breakup. I am bipolar, and bipolar is a pretty cool thing. It fucking sucks, but it's pretty cool. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot of yeah umming too. I'm doing this in one shot. Give me some space. Give me some time and space. This is not gonna be fun for me, but it'll be fun for y'all in the future. But yeah, this is an intro.
I was working Okay, we get it.
So yeah, um, I think I was really upset at the way the breakup went, um, and this is what came out of it. I could not have made this track without. Well, she's going by Tiny Nothing. A shout out, first of all, biggest shout out I can possibly give to Amanda. Love you to death. You're fucking awesome, and thank you for making this intro the way it is. She's very responsible for the noise portion of the album. I did the drum sequencing, but she made the noise better than she did the noise in the background, and it sounds fucking incredible. This track couldn't have been possible without her. It's perfect. Now this is a rendered this is a rendered Amen break. Let's see if I can't find I don't think I could find the intro. It might be somewhere, but nope, can't find it. I'd show you the sequencing. I did most of this album is done with the Amigo sampler. $15 sampler, fucking hot glued this album together. Super glue, even. It's great. Got a couple of snap heaps here, a little distortion on the bass. Yeah, this is what the Amigo sampler looks like. This, I'm using an 808 here from. I think this is a Kenny Beats 808. Big shout out. Yeah, that's an intro. Next up is RR4. Yeah. So this one is a little bit more involved. I got some breaks going on here. Yeah, a couple breaks. We can throw them in isolation, but maybe I should just start from the beginning on this one. Yeah, this is. I think at the start I wanted to step away actually from the harshness of the intro, and I thought, what better to counteract that than with something that's a little bit more upbeat. This is obviously a sample. If you played Ridge Racer 4, um, great game. I was like, I needed to give this a little bit more life, so I did it up a little bit, put some breaks in there, just made it a proper track, and I think this is sort of like an intro to the motif as well.
There's no place I'd rather
There's no place I'd rather be. It's like there's no place like home type shit. Um,
He's the
if you pay attention to the vocals when they show up, you'll get a little bit more than I think you might get on the first listen. There's an order. There's very clearly an order as far as vocals go, and I thought this was appropriate for. Um, I thought this was appropriate. I'll just leave it at that. Jersey Club. I love Jersey Club. Um, After the breaks,
What? What?
we needed to
What?
make this modern.
What? What? What?
Bad squeaks included. This needed a little flair, and I was like, I can't just have breaks on this. This sample is so timeless to me, and it just I needed to up it after the breaks. So this was supposed to be a bop. I thought I did it some honor. I want to save now. Not feeling it. You'll notice this. Sometimes we'll get some lengthy load times for some of these tracks. This is the motif, and one of the regrets I have is not knowing what else to do in this middle section because I just kept it kind of the same. I wish I could have done more with it, but I think I landed at a good spot. I was very pleased with the shortness, the length of the track, and just a continuation of these samples, the vocal samples. Yeah, this is. I sample a bit from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which was a show. I think it was on CW at the time. I was introduced to it at the start of the relationship, and I wasn't able to finish the show at the end of the relationship. And I still haven't finished the show, but it's really fucking good. um,
The situation's a lot more nuanced than that.
Relationship. It's about relationship. It's about relationship. Excuse the broken record. But that's what's so interesting about it.
Come on, it wasn't exactly.
Home, deserted and restarted with nothing. And his funeral was an extraordinary occasion.
and I think that's all I want to play for now. I'll skip all this this middle section here because it's the same thing over and over again. But yeah, ego death, very fun thing to do. I do not have any ayahuasca on hand, but the ending of the relationship was all I needed. And I do remember at the end of that relationship, was I'm gonna keep referring to this relationship. I had dated somebody for about 6 months, and it was the happiest and the lowest time of my life. And in realizing my life was a series of highs and lows, um, I had, and I'll talk a little bit more about this later. Um, but at the lows, I remember just staying up at night, just kind of looking at the ceiling, like, what the fuck happened? A little bit more about that later, but for now, this is probably a good time to talk about Brother Gerard Remery. Now, who is this man? He spoke a lot about LaSalle. LaSalle, if you don't know, we'll throw up the wiki page because I don't know. LaSalle, if I remember correctly, he was John Baptiste de LaSalle. There we go. He was an educator. He's a priest. He was an educator. He founded the brothers, the Institute of the Brothers of the Christian Schools. A very good man. Made education free. Single-handedly brought the writing skills to the masses. He taught students for free, and yeah, this guy is worth looking up for sure. But Brother Gerard Remery spoke a lot about De La Salle, and yeah, Brother Gerard Remery has since been he's passed away. I think it's been a couple of years, and I really enjoyed his lectures, even if I'm not Catholic myself. I don't, at least I don't practice anymore now. But as far as lectures go, this guy is great. And in mentioning all of this, I still don't know whether or not it's a good idea for me to, have samples to use this man's voice in my album. It feels a little weird for me, but I opted for it for the sake of music. It's, yeah, hard to say. Anyhow.
How often he must have been embarrassed to remember,
Okay, so it's not really a comment on the
as he undoubtedly remembered events. We see him remembering.
Aha! So I see where I've gone wrong. Here we go. I have an older version. I have an older version that I've loaded up. So it'll take some time. Some mice dances. There we go. This is better.
How often he must have been embarrassed to remember,
Okay, so it's not really a comment on the
as he undoubtedly remembered events. We see him remembering something that they committed a fault for. There was never any punishment. And that was wrong. That's where you show correction.
Yeah. So, yeah, Brother Gerard Remery, I decided to use his voice to kind of paint a picture of how I was feeling. And this track is being called Motif. Got three things happening at the same time, in fact. So I've got more crazy ex-girlfriend samples. I don't remember Greg was his name, I think. He's saying, like, I'm so sorry in the context of, it's from I Gave You a UTI. You have to watch the show. It's a great show. It's so underrated. And,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
in this case, see if I can't, these windows. Where? How am I gonna do this? This is gonna be like a 3-hour video at this point. Yeah, so I'm bit crushing his voice to say I'm so sorry. In between this context of this woman speaking who is my ex at this point.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so it's not really a comment on the
As he undoubtedly remembered events, we see him remembering
I'm so sorry.
something that they committed a fault for.
I'm so sorry.
There was never any punishment. And that was wrong.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, creepy in retrospect. Now that I'm saying all this shit out loud, creepy in retrospect. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna go to Turquoise. I love Boards of Canada. And I was like, let's also get this on the album somehow. And it's the Fire and Line break. So, yeah, wanted some Boards of Canada on the album. Got it on the album. Great stuff. I'm very happy with this track too. Um, as far as the sample goes, I'm using, like I said, I love the Amigo sampler. It's great. One of the things you can't do very well in FL Studio is change some of these effects in a way that makes sense. Um, so I'm changing the pitch with an automation, but the automation is in percentages. It's not done. It's not done on a scale of on a numerical scale. It's done on a percentage scale. So what's happening here is you see that kind of number. You see that number changing in the center of your screen there for the pitch. I had to manually um, I had to manually do that. There's no other way of doing that. It sucks. I love FL Studio, but I hate it. It's fun, so much fun. And then I also have, I think, a phase. I have a phase going here. It's jumping like crazy. It's jumping like crazy. And you can hear it. If I turn this second track off, you can hear it kind of going all over the place. Anything else to say about this track? I like using the whole break. You know, if I'm sampling a break, by golly, I'm gonna use the whole break. If I can't pull it up, you'll see more of it later. I think with this next track. I can show you here how I'm chopping all these breaks, and in this case, this is the fifth track, Disassociation. With this one, I was going for a video game kind of vibe. I think I was listening to, as one does when you're chopping up breaks, Street Fighter 3, the original soundtrack. I was taking a little bit of inspiration from that, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna do a break heavy song, we should try to at least get something in that sounds sort of video gamey. What is the sample? Laura by Brian Bennett. I'm gonna delay your gratification here. I I think even in the song file, Laura's the wrong girl, but okay. It's funny how these sort of track names line up, and yeah. Enough of that. Please. Yeah. What is there to say about all of this? Lots of chopping in the amen breaks. Because I love amen breaks. Who doesn't love a good amen break? This whole album's fucking breaks. It's so. I love it so much. And that's kind of why I did it. I wanted to not put my vocals in. You can do a lot with drum breaks. And in effect, I feel like this gets the dissociation part down in a sense. It's very. You can kind of turn your brain off and just kind of listen to this up until this point where I start doing all the stutters. Gross Beat. What else can I say about Gross Beat besides it being one of the best time stretching plugins? It's so good. I love it to death. If FL Studio redeems itself for Gross Beat. It's so good. And you can see here it's jumping around from pattern to pattern. And I'm changing it, right? This is not how the song sounds because I'm clicking different sort of there's different things happening here, and it's not going to show you in real time because FL Studio sucks. It does not redeem itself for Gross Beat. Yeah, this is a track. I was listening to Street Fighter 3, some of the soundtrack, and I was like, yeah, let's just make something that sounds sort of something like that, I guess. Yeah. That's a track. Next up, to all the people I've hurt. This ends the A side, I think, of this album. If I was gonna put this out in I pressed it on vinyl, this would be the last track before you flip the album. Simple two-step melody.
I've no doubt at all in my own reading of his life that his initial contact was something which he saw as incidental. And I happen to believe also that he had seen his task as actually getting this movement off the ground. He'd been called in some way to help people, and that's what he was going to do.
More Brother Gerard Remery, rest in peace. Yeah. I had made this album, or this, sorry, not this album, this track. I made this track before I had the concept of this album. Before, way before the breakup, I had made this track. And I had already released it on SoundCloud before, but didn't do numbers as it goes. So I deleted it, and I was like, well, this is a great halfway point. With I think Brother Gerard Remery was speaking again on Brother De La Salle. And I don't know, I just kind of enjoyed it. Now I can't do anything for this next track. I don't have the project file. Sad, for real. I'm just gonna play it on Spotify. It's a single sample being played. That transition between fluoxetine as a punchline to a sick joke, right into Not Everything Was Terrible, which I had named the track Not Everything Was Terrible with the intention of this happening. I thought this transition was like the best thing that I was ever going to do of last year. Or at least whenever I made that track, I was like, oh, this is a great start to the second half. And it picks up, and it picks up into lucidity. It picks up into this like really happy, uplifting, like very saccharine sweet type of, like, it's so chaotic. It like I could not. I cannot tell you how I made this track. There are two samples going on here. They're going back and forth. Um, I couldn't tell you how I did it. We got the American Dream. This is off of a movie that I can't remember. Illusion Perfetta. It's another movie that I can't for the life of me remember. They're like old Italian, I think love movies, something like that, romance movies. But they're going back and forth. It's not the same sample, and more than that, the samples are going all over the place. I don't. It's um to me that this is my favorite track on the album without a doubt. Um, it gets everything out that I needed to get out. It's a waltz in 15/4. It's a waltz in 15/4, and it's fucking nuts that I get to say that. It's a waltz in 15/4. It's I cried. I cried when I finished this. I felt like like I was free of something, of what I had no idea, but I was like free. I yeah, no, I this is my favorite track on the album by far. This might be the greatest thing I ever make. Or at the very least, it's it's the best thing that I have made. Um Notwithstanding anything I make in the future. I this it's oh my god. I still get chills. I get chills listening to this track. It's very much lucidity, right? But it's very fleeting. Um it's and the samples going everywhere. I don't know how I made this. It's my favorite track by far on the album. Um and with that, we'll go into Cats Coffee and Shea Lounge. Um got some foley at the start. This is sampling Autumn in New York. Um, and this is one of the few tracks without breaks. Um, this one track at the end. Um, yeah, what can I say about this track besides throw some Omnisphere on that ass? Um, a quote by Mark Rebillet, I believe. Rebillet. God, I'm terrible with names. But yeah, no, Omnisphere. We got a little bit of what is this? Flex. A couple of Omnisphere instances. Amigo, love the Amigo. I think I'm just gonna leave this up and ooh, just let this play. Kanye rim sample from We Got Love. Another Amigo.
It's trust, isn't it? And trust has to be mutual, hasn't it?
Trust has to be mutual. This was a little bit of peace after the very manic lucidity of the previous track. Which is to say, mania isn't lucidity. A lot of my highs and lows are, I look at it in the context of good and not so good. I do enjoy the highs of the mania that I sometimes get, but that comes at the cost of other people. Near the end of the breakup, I was near the end of the relationship, rather. I was accusing the person I was dating of cheating on me, or like I was just a lot of the relationship problems in that sense were kind of caused by me. I felt like at the time I thought it was just weird how often she had been bringing up a friend of hers, and I took that as, oh, she might possibly be cheating on me, and I didn't have trust in the relationship that that the person I was dating was doing the right thing. And I look back on it now like, yeah, she was. And I look back on it thinking, first of all, I was not in a healthy space to even facilitate a relationship. I spent so much money just buying gifts, going out and doing things, and near the end of it, I had emptied my bank account trying to make her happy, and that wasn't healthy. And I was accusing her because I was like, I don't know where it came from. I think just bringing up your friends in a certain way, I think that's what ended up happening. Was just like, I'm saying all this out now because now it's a good point to kind of open up. Why? I don't know, but vocal sample.
It's trust, isn't it? And trust has to be mutual, hasn't it?
Yeah. I had hurt her at the end of the relationship, and I think this marks the end of the happy point. The next track, I think I'm trying to reason with myself, with the relationship ending, kind of where my mental was at. I sampled for this next track, which is self-induced anxiety. I took a sample of Anita Baker, Giving You the Best That I Got, and the sample goes everywhere. It's also manic, a lot of ways. That's not where I want to be. I want to start at the beginning. Why are we starting at 129? Get out of here.
It's always that way. Always that way.
It's always that way. We're picking up where we left off. Trust is mutual.
It's always that way.
It's always that way.
And he came and poured out his heart about, all these things, and I'd been very weak and so on like that.
And I was telling her throughout the relationship, like, I just, something wasn't right with me, and I didn't know what. I had no idea I was bipolar until the end of the relationship. Which is to bring up fluoxetine as a punchline to a sick joke. Antidepressant medication can fuck up the party for sure. This isn't to say that this isn't me making an excuse of like, it was the meds that were the cause of the relationship ending. Might have been a part of it. for sure, but it wasn't just that. Uh, it was I mean, it wasn't just the meds, it wasn't just the energy drinks, it wasn't just the pre-workout hyping me up. I could, it was me, it was me that caused a lot of it caused the relationship to crumble. It was my fault. I took what was a really awesome person, and I kept telling her that like she's nothing short of amazing. I'm just looking back on it now, like yeah, it was all me. Even that's sort of selfish too, right? I don't know. Anyhow, the breaks going around. This is the second break being played. This is the longest track by far that I've ever made. It's pretty lengthy. um,
Life is serious. Life is short. We must realise perhaps this day will be the last day of our lives.
There's our third break being played. Um,
The challenge is to invite people in a way that's not domineering, but which let them see what matters to you.
if you haven't noticed already, these vocal samples are playing for me. This is I made this album with the intention of getting it out, but I was very much controlling in the relationship. I was I think I was controlling and hiding what I thought was like. Well, I was hiding what I didn't know, but yeah, I'm lamenting a relationship that's been dead for 2 years at this point. Or a year and a half. I forget what my count is. A year and a half. We'll call it a year and a half. Yeah. If you have to be confident in yourself that people will do the right thing around you. Because the moment you start controlling things intentionally is the moment you start forgetting who you are as a person.
is what the challenge is. It just seems to me that it's not the same thing as when you are prepared to put yourself on the line and speak from the heart to the heart. That is risky. It's risky. Got to be very brave. You literally expose yourself and your feelings to people for them to laugh at you or saying, oh dear, oh dear. But it's worth doing. And it is, you're right, it's risky. You're vulnerable by doing this. And that was the point. The heart was to speak to the heart. It's so true, it's the most vulnerable thing you're ever going to do.
I think a lot of my troubles in the relationship was that I just wasn't open. I wasn't open and honest about how I was feeling at the time. I wasn't comfortable in how insecure I was. And I think I killed the relationship by being that sort of person. Being an insecure... There's nothing wrong with being insecure. It's a feeling, right? It's a feeling like any other. And if you're dating somebody, especially if like they care about you, they'll listen to you and say, "Hey, look, I understand where you're at," and they'll also say, you know, while I understand you're feeling insecure, one, you've got nothing to worry about. B, I'm not that kind of person, and we should probably set some boundaries as far as the way you're feeling. Don't change for people. Be who you are. That sort of thing. Just be comfortable with yourself. With that, we go into means and meanings to an end, where I try to battle this idea of just being insecure. I should probably talk about the album art at this point. So, the person I was dating at the time, we had gone to a lake near her place, and it was beautiful. I took this picture a year and a half after, of course. But she had introduced me to this lake, and it was beautiful. I think we had sat about right here, close to this sign, and we had laid down a blanket, and something kind of came over me where I had this feeling like this relationship was going to end sometime soon. And I don't know. I look back on it now, like, I don't know how I knew, but I was going to be the death of the relationship. Funny how things sort of go. This track is short. I don't like overstaying my welcome when it comes to making stuff like this. And a lot of these things that I've learned, trying to get it out on wax, I'm learning this stuff after the fact. Even thinking about it now, it's just like, I wish I knew then what I know now. But of course, as things go, it's not like I can go back. Um, Even if I tried speaking to her today and like explaining kind of where I was at, it's one way transmission. It's long gone.
Look out, because it looks like one-way transmission there. This is the origin of the whole thing. September, 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 September.
Much to remember, bipolar, bipolar, bipolar. People say I'm borderline, egotistic, narcissistic, narcissistic, narcissistic.
No, that was the reality of life. And if in this presentation this time it makes you think about it in another way or a deeper way, then I'll be very, very happy indeed.
Not included in this project file, which I added after the fact, was the Super Nintendo turning off. But in fact, this is the wrong project file. This is the most recent one, or at least this is the quickest one I could pull up for this video. After the relationship had ended, and we were still sort of talking and reasoning with one another, she'd accused me of being a narcissist. You know, the truth is,
Remember, bipolar, 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 bipolar.
that's the truth.
People say I'm borderline, 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 borderline.
That's sort of what I think of myself.
Egotistic, narcissistic, 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 narcissistic.
And that's her accusing me. Of course, these are not. I mean, we got like that, of course, 6 foot, 7 foot, and We Cry Together is where these vocal samples are taken from. Thank you. Yeah, I deserved the the accusation of being narcissistic. It's not the truth, of course, but you know, in a lot of senses, it was the way she was feeling at the time that I was just like so conceited or something or other. Like I could be the person to hold the relationship together. And it was just so one sided. Um, that's sort of where I went wrong, among a whole litany of other things. Um, we had into and every sleepless night since. Um, I remember after the breakup, moving back to my dad's place, just looking up at the ceiling and just wondering what the fuck happened. This is Deacon Blues. The sample is Deacon Blues. It's the only thing that's happening is this sample. But I couldn't end the album off that. I I couldn't end the album off of that much sadness, you know. Um, one of my favorite memories, and I'm glad I have this on video. In fact, one of the things that we talked about, I remember in the relationship, we talked about holding on to memories and keepsakes of previous relationships, old photos, even of the people that you dated in the past. You know, holding on to that sort of stuff to look back on the person that you were, what you might have looked like, and even share it with your kids or something or other. I don't know. Something like that. um we had gone to this wine event at it was happening at the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. A lot of wine vendors, of course. You can walk around the museum, all the things were on display, and you just have yourself a grand old time. And one of my favorite memories is that we were doing cartwheels in the maker section, the maker lab section, I think is what they call it. And that's what this intro sequence is. It's what's playing in the background. Is the footage I have of us doing cartwheels, or at least trying to do cartwheels while we're drunk off our asses. Oh my god. To get that time back, right? Yeah.
Gonna see you in the mirror about them jeans. Shit, chill on your back, I wanna know your name. Gonna just like to blow your brains. Put you in a chameleon mofo range. Still sexy when you smoke that flame. Jerking like a chicken when you throw that thing. She got me hotter than the oven, the way that she talk. Switching the freaky, so I'm loving the way that she walk. You looking good, but you wanna bigger pictures. Listen to me, I see your career going sky high. Taking you home to the crib in the shot, and every time I see your thighs, I cry when I drive by. Watching you should be a career, got the fellas on some Johnny Gill, steady screaming, my. Walking the carpet with the promise, the flick in the dark. Kicking it on the couch.
Out of here.
I can see you freaking the big screen. I can see me freaking with whipped cream. I can see you on stage at the awards with a dress better than Jennifer and doing big things. Kick it with me, I can mold your life. You look good, girl, show you right. Dre told me you the prototype. I can make you a celebrity, yo, I'm not. Play some of these songs you like. Drop it, I know they like. Twist it, told her right. Make you a celebrity overnight. Give you ice like Kobe, right? We sorta like Bodie, right? The way we mold them, right? I can make you a celebrity, yo, I don't know. Play some of these songs you like. Drop it, I know they like. Twist it, told her right. Make you a celebrity overnight. Give you ice like Kobe, right? We sorta like Bodie, right? The way we mold them, right? I can make you a celebrity overnight. You won't bang to take that path. Candlelight, you can take the bath. You got such a sensational ass. I'ma get you Jimmy Choo and Mark take the bath. I could come on 2003. Make a smile when she sees freeze. I can get you on CDs and DVDs. Take you to BBs and PCBG. I can get you in the places to bring it to the people to know what you can stick it into. I wanna be a cover down, never take you from others. Don't ever let a brother pimp you. If you want to style, you can get your girl, y'all. Take a look at her. She got such an astonishing body. I can see her missing she can ride with the body. And now she can put a hundred of them hard in the body. And you know you kill a bunch of bro. You was born to be a pro. You always taking photos. And I love you when you put it to the dojo. Drop it to the flow, you the cold when you roll slow. And I love it when I hit you from the back. And you get on top of me, I have a brother going oh. Gonna love how you roll me right. I can make you a celebrity, go why not? Play some of these songs you like. Drop it, I know they like. Twist it, told her right. Make you a celebrity overnight. Give you ice like Kobe, right? We sorta like Bodie, right? The way we mold them, right? I can make you a celebrity, go why not? Play some of these songs you like. Drop it, I know they like. Twist it, told her right. Make you a celebrity overnight. Give you ice like Kobe, right? We sorta like Bodie, right? The way we mold them, right? I can make you a celebrity overnight. Come and go, I can see you for. Turn you to the queen that I see you for. Take you shopping on fancy stores. I'ma get you to the MTV Awards. We about to do a show tonight. You look good, girl, show you right. Take your faces, I know you like. I can make you a celebrity overnight. Come and go, you can hang if you're bored. We can do 20 things plus more. I'm about to have you changing the stores. I can even get you to the soul train for. We about to do a show tonight. You look good, girl, show you right. Take your faces, I know you like. I can make you a celebrity overnight.
It's funny looking back at this track in particular. Overnight Celebrity. I thought it was a fitting end using Twista's vocals, just kind of like look back at all the manic, or just looking back at how manic I was during that relationship. Um, this track's called "Fleeting Memories" in the album. Um, and it's exactly that, right? I mean, I look back at all the things we did, the money I spent, um, and just how happy I was. Um, and I hope, well, I can hope a lot of things, I suppose. Can hope a lot of things.
Get out of here.
That I will do. Thank you for watching. And like I said, if you enjoyed the album, thank you so much. I, you know, it's 4:30. I got to study for cost and managerial accounting. Um, Hobbs, if you look back in the past on this and you know, you're gonna wish a lot of things. Maybe that you wish you did this video better, or I don't know, fucking what? I don't know. I don't know. But it was fun. Making this album was fun. Yeah. Again, thanks for watching. Shout out to Amanda for her work, Tiny Nothing on 478. Thank you to Reese, as always, for mastering the projects that I make. Define Self kind of came after the breakup, too. It's funny. I needed some sort of self-expression after the breakup, and this album came out. But then I look back, and I'm very glad that I released this as well. That's all I've got. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.